Dear students, today I will start the topic called as quantum mechanics. Name of the topic is quantum mechanics, and it is in the paper 2, unit 1. Paper 2. Unit 1. Name of the topic is quantum mechanics. Already I had given you introduction about mechanics and some important concepts of mechanics in previous classes, and now it is required to study the quantum mechanics as well as classical mechanics in both the units, both the papers. So out of that I will take quantum mechanics. You know that mechanics is the branch of physics which deals with the motion of the heavenly bodies, and as the inventions in the physics taken place in 19th century, there is very fast growth of discoveries in physics in 19th century. There is fast growth of physics, and in that case Newtonian mechanics was perfectly understood, because Newtonian mechanics already I told you that mechanics which based on the Newton's laws of motion, so therefore it is named as Newtonian mechanics. And already I explained to you what are these three laws of Newton's. Now Maxwell also synthesized the field of electricity and magnetism, that is in classical physics I am telling to you now. So whatever growth has been taken place up to 19th century, it has been taken as the classical physics. And after that, now whatever discoveries or developments in the physics is taken place, it is called as quantum mechanics or modern physics, you can say, modern physics. So therefore, these Newtonian mechanics, Maxwell's theory, electromagnetic theory, they gave foundation to the physics, but some failures are there of this classical physics, that also we have to study. Then only we will go to understanding the quantum mechanics topic. So therefore, what are these? Now first of all, again I told you that this 19th century generally it is mechanics developed by Newton. Now also here I told you that the particles are there. The particle is the smallest part of the matter. That particle, motion of the particle is our aim in the classical physics. How that motion is taking place, with what velocity, with what acceleration, or whether it is under gravity, that particle is under gravity, or what are the forces acting on the particle, how it is influenced by forces. That particle, that body, how it is influenced by forces, that also comes under here Newtonian mechanics. So therefore classical physics developed assuming that this particle is localized, and we can observe them without disturbing the three laws of conservation. Now also in mechanics you must know that this conservation of laws, whether it is conservation of physical quantity like linear momentum, conservation of energy, conservation of angular momentum, these are all the basis for classical mechanics. So therefore in 20th century another fundamental discovery is which cannot be explained within the framework of existing theories of the physics. Now therefore the classical physics already gives the idea about the motion of particles. But I told you that there are two types of motion of the particles. One is the particle will be in a form of I can say that small particles. Body will be in the form of small particles, or also that matter, whatever I am telling you, matter it is, because matter is made up of so many number of particles, bodies like that. It may be that matter may be in the form of particle, the matter may be in the form of wave. Particle or that particles are in the form of wave or in the form of discrete particles. So therefore, the classical physics here given, and it is studied by again Newton. I told you Maxwell's. Okay, so many sciences they are involved in the study of motion of the particles. So therefore, here certain basic things have to be understood when you have to start this quantum mechanics, and therefore those basic things we have to understand in the origin of quantum theory. In the origin, what is I am telling you, the origin of quantum theory. Meaning of this, why quantum theory is a proposal to what are the phenomena successfully explained here in the quantum theory. Whatever failures of the classical theory, they are clearly explained here, successfully explained here in the quantum theory. So therefore, that you have to understand here. Main point here is why we are studying quantum physics or quantum mechanics. That has been explained here in the topic origin of quantum theory. So therefore, as I told you that classical physics deals with the particles of size which are microscopic. They are microscopic, very large. They are very large in size. Okay, but quantum mechanics, it deals with study of laws of particles only, motion of particles only. But they are in the region, particular microscopic region. They are in the microscopic region. Almost 10 to the power of 8 meter to 10 to the power of 15 meter in this range. So particles that we are going to study, they are in this microscopic region. 10 to the power of minus 8 to 10 to the power of minus 15 meter. So therefore, these subjects studied by quantum mechanics are examples like crystals, molecules, you can say atoms, correct, and atomic nuclei. They all comes under dimensions of all these comes under this region: atoms, molecules, crystals, or nuclei. Nuclei means nucleus is singular, nuclei is plural. Understood? So therefore, these are all the dimensions of all those particles comes under this region. Where the examples that are in this region are: one is crystals, molecules, atoms, or nuclei, etc. So these are all the things, all these comes under study of motion of all these type of particles comes under this quantum mechanics. Okay, whereas classical mechanics only to explain microscopic motion of the microscopic bodies. Okay, that is the failure of classical physics, that it cannot explain the motion of this size of atoms, nuclei, or particles. So therefore, it is failure of the classical physics. Now, already you might be also knowing that this atomic spectra, you have studied the atomic spectra in second PUC, and the revision of that might have been you might have studied in other physics class, because you are going to study in the paper 2. We are going to study in the paper 2 atomic spectra and molecular spectra. So therefore, those study of spectra you might have studied, atomic spectra you might have studied in the previous classes, in the physics classes. Now therefore, the quantum mechanics, now what we understood now, the phenomenon of classical physics, where it is not successful in certain explanation of certain things, like motion of large sized particles, or successfully explain even large size dimension bodies like planets, correct, and stars. So that also study comes under this classical, but it is not successful if the particles are on the dimensions of this dimension. That is called atomic dimensions. So that is also you must know. Then I will not go in detail about those this study of atomic spectra, because already you have studied it in the different class, and also you are going to study in detail molecular spectra, atomic spectra in the next units. And this wave theory of light, if you take wave theory of light, explain the phenomenon of interference, diffraction. Okay, wave theory of light explained this, the interference, diffraction, but distribution of light energy in the process with aperture obstacles. But it failed to explain the phenomena such as black body radiation. It failed to explain, classical physics will not explain this black body radiation. This is one phenomenon, it is not successfully explained. Also, it is successful in explaining interference diffraction phenomena. Interference diffraction phenomena. It failed to explain the black body spectrum, photoelectric effect, Compton effect, photoelectric effect, or Compton effect. So it failed to explain all these phenomena in the atomic physics. So many phenomena are there, atomic spectra, that is also not explained by classical physics. Atomic spectra means the classical physics it failed to explain all these important phenomena of the physics. So therefore, the study of this is required one by one. Then only we will come to know why quantum theory we have to study. What is the origin of, what is the need of quantum theory or quantum mechanics. Then here, first of all, let us take one by one. What are the failures? One failure is first of all stability of atom. Stability of atom cannot be explained by classical physics. You know that atom, the smallest part of the atom is nucleus. This is nucleus, and surrounding that, surrounded by this atom, they are having electrons revolving around it. Electrons revolving around it. That you must know. That this is atom. It is nucleus. Actually, it is atom. Whole thing. But nucleus is smallest part, core part of the atom. Small. Where whole mass of the atom is concentrated. This nucleus, right? Nucleus, and these are all, you can say, electrons. These are all the part means atomic structure. But this stability of this cannot be explained properly by means of by using classical physics. How it fails? Why it fails? Because we know that, as I told you, that it is a model, atomic model given by Rutherford. It is Rutherford atomic model, and it gives the idea about structure of atom, and therefore I can say that this atom has the both, that is positively charged particle and negatively charged particles both. Positively charged particles means nucleus itself. Here nucleus itself is the positively charged. Inside it there are proton, neutrons are there, and these electrons, they are surrounded by they are around the nucleus, just like planets around the sun. Planets are revolving around the sun. Similarly, here electrons are revolving around the nucleus. So the positive charged particles are there, negative charged particles are there inside the atom, and therefore we can say that this nucleus is almost circular orbit according to classical mechanics. What is explained? The case of electron moving around the nucleus, its energy should decrease. If the electrons are moving around the nucleus, energy should decrease. Energy will decrease. And once the acceleration of particles takes place, because there is acceleration of particles, when the particles get accelerated, energy will decrease. So therefore, the case of electron moving around the nucleus, its energy should decrease, because accelerated charged particles loses energy in the form of electromagnetic waves. Whenever the particles get accelerated, they lose the energy in the form of waves. Therefore, that is one thing that will affect the stability of atom, and therefore, as the electrons comes closer and closer to the nucleus, and then what happens? The nucleus it comes closer to the nucleus, it falls. So that is the explanation given by classical physics. And then if it is like this, energy decreases, then how that atom is stable? So stability of atom cannot be explained by classical physics. This is one failure of classical mechanics, that it cannot explain stability of atom. Then second one called as atomic spectrum. Now, I already told you that once there is a spectrum or atom, that explain the classical mechanics fail to explain the spectrum of hydrogen atom, because according to this theory, classical theory, atoms of hydrogen is of all electromagnetic radiations. It is in the form of all electromagnetic radiations of all wavelengths, and these excited atoms of hydrogen atom, as I told you, having electromagnetic radiations of all wavelengths continuously, and it observed that they emit radiations of certain wavelength. They emit the radiations of certain wavelength only. This is the contradiction with the experimental result. Whatever is there, because what it explains, only the classical theory explains that excited atoms of hydrogen atom, electromagnetic radiation of all wavelengths it has. Continuously it is observed that it emits the radiation of certain wavelength, it is only. So therefore, this is contradiction to experimental result. Here the classical mechanics failed, does not explain the formation of spectral line. In the case of atoms, because it failed to explain spectrum of atom, like hydrogen atom. So therefore, this is the reason why atomic spectra also cannot be explained by the classical physics. Now next one called as black body radiation. Black body radiation. Now what is black body radiation? All of you might be knowing. Radiation is the mode of transfer of heat. What is radiation? It is phenomenon of mode of transfer of heat. Correct? That mode of transfer of heat will be by three modes: conduction, convection, radiation. Correct? So therefore that all of you might be knowing. So whenever the body is heated, it emits the electromagnetic radiation. Body is heated, it emits the electromagnetic radiations. And if the body absorbs, it will absorb all the incident radiations falling upon it. It absorbs all the, so that means it is black body radiation. Here the body, whenever it absorbs all wavelengths radiations. Whenever it emits, when it is heated, it emits all kinds of radiation. So therefore, here black body radiation means it is the, again, emission is 100%, absorption is 100%. Emission is 100%, absorption is 100%. So therefore, as the radiating power here is proportional to absorbing power, the black body should also radiate more strongly at any given temperature. The radiations are independent of nature of the body and depend only on the temperature of the black body. Now, energy distribution, how it takes place in the radiation spectrum? Suppose if you take the spectrum of black body, how this energy distribution takes place? We can represent in the form of curves. The form of curves. Suppose if you take intensity and around intensity here, intensity, and here wavelength. Okay. Then nature of curve for different temperature. For different temperature, nature of curve. Correct. So that here temperature decreasing is 2000 suppose degree Kelvin. It is 1750 degree Kelvin. It is 1500 degree Kelvin, and this is 1250 degree Kelvin. So at different temperature, we plot the graph of intensity versus wavelength. Okay, the next one. We will get nature of graph like this. You might have observed this graph that as the wavelength increases, intensity also increases. This is maximum value, then decreases. For further increase in wavelength, it decreases. Okay, this is interpretation of the graph. So therefore, if you take the maximum point of this graph, is shifting towards the higher wavelength side. Shifting towards the higher wavelength side. So therefore, for each spectrum, there is at each temperature, there is one peak. Peak for this. This is peak for this. It is peak for this temperature. Peak for this. So like this, for every spectrum, there is at a given temperature, spectrum has a single peak. But as the temperature increases, the area of each curve increases. So this area goes on increasing. That I must know. And as the temperature increases, peak value wavelength lambda m, it is maximum. It is found to shift progressively towards the wavelength side. See, okay, that means that also you must know from this graph. Now this black body radiation means, I told you that it is that Black body means what? It will absorb all the wavelength radiations, and when it is heated, it will absorb all kinds of radiations. Suppose if you heat the bulb, suppose that bulb is heated, step by step it is changing its color because wavelength changes. Wavelength will changes. Earlier it will be yellow, then it will be red as it get heated, then green. So like this it will change according to the wavelength. According to the wavelength of the radiations. Then all of you might be knowing also that there are laws of black body radiation. One is Stephens-Boltzmann law. First one, Stephens-Boltzmann law. Stephens-Boltzmann law. So this is one law given by Stephen to explain the spectrum. So he obtained the statement that intensity of radiation and temperature, that relationship between intensity of radiation and temperature is given by Stephen, and then further it is developed by Boltzmann. Theoretically developed by Boltzmann. So therefore Stephen-Boltzmann law. So according to this, the total radiation emitted from a black body at a temperature, is directly proportional to the fourth power of absolute temperature of the body. So that he gave the relation between two. One is energy, another one is temperature. Stephen-Boltzmann law. Correct? According to this law, once again I will statement I will read. The total radiation emitted from a black body of a temperature T is proportional to the fourth power of absolute temperature of the body. Means a total radiation, suppose I will take as E, amount of radiant energy. Correct? And this is temperature T. Then according to Stephens-Boltzmann law, E is proportional to T to the power of 4. Fourth power of absolute temperature, or E is equal to lambda T raised to 4. Sigma is sigma T raised to 4. Where sigma is proportionality constant. Or it is called Boltzmann constant, Stephens constant, Stephens constant. That also you must know here. What is the E? What is C? It is the black body radiation. First law, it is called a Stephen-Boltzmann law, and further, because it is what happens here, two more laws are there. Because this black body radiation emitted is electromagnetic radiation, and therefore it has wide range of spectrum. It has range of spectrum means if spectrum is wide, range of spectrum is there, then wavelength will also be larger. Wavelength range is also be larger. So therefore, this one part of that spectrum is explained by Stephen-Boltzmann, but the law explains only increased energy with increase in temperature, but does not explain distribution of energy in the black body spectrum. Then again another one law called as Wien's law or Wien's displacement law. This is first law. Second law, Wien's displacement law. Okay, Wien's displacement law. Then what is statement of this Wien's displacement law? The wavelength of radiation corresponding to the maximum intensity, the wavelength of the radiation corresponding to the maximum intensity is inversely proportional to the temperature T. That is the statement of Finn's law or Finn's displacement law. That is, the maximum wavelength, suppose, is there, it is directly proportional to T, lambda m proportional to T. That is Finn's law. And lambda m depends only on temperature T of the black body, decreases with the increasing wavelength of the body. So the shift in the peak of intensity distribution curves gives the peak Finn's displacement law. Finn's displacement law, because it also explains that energy emission is proportional to here T to the power of 5 fifth power of absolute temperature. So therefore E proportional to T to the power of 5. So that is also Finn's law and Finn's displacement law. Why it is called displacement law? Because shift in the peak of the intensity distribution curve. Shift in the peak of the intensity distribution curve. So therefore it is called Finn's displacement law. Then afterwards, this law also explains certain part of the spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum. Again, third law, Rayleigh-Jeans law. Third law called, right here only, Rayleigh-Jeans law. Jeans law, it explains another part of the spectrum. Another part of the spectrum of the black body. So therefore, here Rayleigh-Jeans reduced the radiation formula based on the classical physics. It is given by E lambda equal to 8 pi k into T divided by lambda raised to 4. See, lambda raised to 4. So that is the Rayleigh-Jeans law. So therefore, this formula agrees with experiment only with certain frequencies, low frequencies. Higher frequencies cannot be explained here. So therefore, that you must know that only one part of the spectrum again explained by Rayleigh-Jeans law. So therefore, these failure of these three laws, whatever, this explains certain part of the spectrum, this explains certain part of the electromagnetic spectrum, Rayleigh-Jeans law explains certain part. Then all these three laws is not able to explain the all parts of the spectrum. So therefore, because of that reason, we have to study here how these failures now overcome by this quantum physics. That also we have to study now, because it is required to study the failure of this black body radiation. It is by classical physics it is okay, but according to quantum again it is not explained properly. So therefore now we have to study it in detail, because Maxwell Planck in 1900, Max Planck, he gave another radiation, law of radiation. Max Planck, he explained, to explain all range of the wavelength frequencies, all range of wavelength and frequencies, the law given by Max Planck in 1900. That is Planck's theory. It is called Planck's quantum theory of radiation. So this one now we have to study in the next class, that what is the another one explanation given by classical physics, but where it fails. Today we have understood three failures of this quantum theory, classical theory. One is the first one is failure of stability of atom. Second one is failure of explanation of atomic spectra. Third one is failure of explanation of the black body radiation spectrum. So these are all failures we have studied, but it is explained successfully by Planck by another one phenomena. Because Max Planck presented a formula. He presented a formula that described the frequency distribution of black body radiation. Frequency distribution of black body radiation. That is successfully explained by Max Planck. But what idea I have given, what concept I have given, that we have studied in the quantum physics only. Okay, here it is successfully explained all the range of electromagnetic radiation. So like this, the Planck's radiation law successfully explain spectra of black body radiation. So I think today it is sufficient for you people. You go through all these three phenomena one by one, study them again and again, and then try to understand what are these phenomena, three phenomena: atomic structure and atomic spectra and black body radiation. Okay, this one thing, 3 points I explained to you, and if you have any type of doubts here, you can ask or send the problem. Okay, so like this we are going to start now syllabus. Actually syllabus today I started, and like this we will go step by step, because as it is online classes, it will give more and more hour. The consumption of the your data will be there, mobile data will be there. So therefore just 35-40 minutes class will be there, 20 minutes or to again make revision of that and study it thoroughly. And next class, whenever attending my class, during that time you have to read it or you have to see it again. Whatever is the points you take down in the notes, whenever you see the video, and then those points, revision of those points you have to make each Sunday. Every Sunday you have to sit. Okay, and whenever it is possible for us, we will also sending notes to you. We will give notes to you. Don't worry. But up to that, some certain basic parts, many times I told you in my previous classes that basic concepts of physics, if you understand properly, you will understand remaining portion, this year's portion, next year portion, higher education portion. Because in higher education, basic cannot be explained to you in detail. So therefore that you have to study here only in this class. So therefore today I will stop here only. In next class I will continue the same origin of quantum theory. Okay, thanks.